To this date, bloodangels from Horus Heresy don't have legionnaire ground troops, but they have some quite striking command units, like First Captain Raldoron, the Praetor in Tartaros armor, and his colleague armed with this huge powersword. And today we look at them, trying to find out which one is the most glorious. Pretty conventional boxes, nothing surprising here, so let's dive into them directly. The packaging is also nothing new, it does its protective job and we can discard it safely. Inside the clamshell both Raldoron and the Praetor in Tartaros armor have melee and fire weapons, of course tailored for their respective power armor types. Let's jump directly to how they look in hand. First thing that strikes me is how good Raldoron bare head looks. Great face sculpt, a clean paint job, and straight eyes. The armor has the rich decorations that we can expect from elegant blood angels, so lots of golden rims and cordons. Not really the most practical accessories for battle, but we know that being the coolest on the Warhammer battlefields makes for 50% victory chances. Personally, I don't like the mohawk haircut, but apparently GW thinks otherwise when designing their miniatures, which JOYTOY renders as action figures. No helmet out of the box, so secondary markers are our only alternative. From an engineering perspective, Raldoron looks a bit of an intermediate stage. It has hero scale, but the pauldrons use the old-style plastic strips, so no or very limited horizontal raise, but if you like, you can rotate the arm around the shoulder without any particular impediment. On the front you have the lower armored tabard, which is made of soft plastic and sculpted in a way that looks like leaning to the right, like they have the classic Horus Heresy design for Mark IV power armors, with additional decorations and these molecular bonding studs. Articulations are quite good for this kind of massively armored figures, with double joints at the knee level, but quite limited articulations at the ankle because of the armor sculpt. The other arm and shoulders also have no major problems. The only limit that I found is that does not have the improved pauldrons. But he compensates with this badass expression. This is what I expected him to look like after getting rid of the Night Lords sieging the Imperial Palace. Then we have a few colorful grenades, and on the backpack we have some more decorations over a classic design from the Horus Heresy age. I would have liked a small exhaust at the bottom to be painted in a different color, but this is what we have. Overall, it is a great and unique figure. The Unnamed Praetor is not inferior to the First Captain in terms of decorations on the armor, and he comes with helmeted and bare head options, enough to fit all tastes. He has a simple yet elegant cape, and a very peculiar body sculpt, with insignia spread all around the armor, paired with a folded pistol that cannot be modified. From an articulation point of view, we have an engineering that is quite similar to what we have seen with Raldoron, with some interesting unique traits. For example, the abdomen part is quite short, which practically nullifies the ability to do any abs crunch. Everything else, from arms to legs and shoulders, it is pretty much the same as Raldoron. But he has also this interesting golden gauntlet that is used for his right hand. No idea why, but it looks cool. He comes also with a bolt pistol and his trademark power sword. So he only needs some additional troops to lead. Maybe one day we will get them too. And last but not least, we have the Praetor in Tartaros Terminator armor. And this allows him to immediately show off these improved shoulder articulations and their much richer level of positions. He can also do abs crunch with no problem, look here. And when we move to the legs, there is no problem either. It is quite strange to say, but the biggest guy in the group is definitely the most agile and flexible. Compared to the Sons of Horus Terminators, this is much more richer in terms of decorations, and this should not be a surprise given that Praetor figures always look much more decorated than his normal counterparts. He even has a cape, which is very similar to the other Legion Praetor. It is white with golden trim, but not much more. All budget was expended on the armor apparently. and he also comes with a dual head option, which both looks great in my opinion. Very undecided which one to use, but it will probably depend on your diorama stance. And finally, it is time to reunite them for a closer inspection. I forgot to mention that Raldoron also comes with a Stormbolter, but with that awesome sword he has, what I do is to make the bolter rest on his shoulder. But from a look perspective, all the blood angels from the Horus Heresy look great and unique. They have the warlike style, but yet you can still recognize the elegance that is a trademark for their primarch and legion. In terms of posing options, I did not find any issues with any of them, of course with the obvious limitation of the pauldron design for the non-Terminator figures. But for all intents and purposes, these are heroes of their legion and can be posed accordingly on any display shelf. The Tartaros Terminator comes with the trademark Stormbolter and huge powersword shaped in a form of a saber, another unique design that I really like and it gives him some more personality. While the paint job is nothing exceptional, there is enough variety in the sculpt, in the rims and a variety of decorations to make them look great anyway. I personally I'm used to give inking to the rivets and to the more complicated golden decorations because I like those intricate designs to pop a bit more, but the base figures are already great by themselves. No apparent defects in the models I got, so in the end I'm pretty happy with them. So our Praetors are in line with other hero scale figures like the imperialfist Legion Praetor, with some variation among them. For example, the bloodangels Praetor is slightly shorter, and we can notice that, compared to Faftin Ran, with Raldoron being more or less the same height instead. If we bring in the Sons of Horus, it seems that Raldoron and the Legion Praetor are closer to each other, while instead the Praetor with Power Fist and our Bloodangels Praetor are different groups. Look-wise, they have a great presence for sure. By the way, I never had a chance to review the Sons of Horus Praetor with Power Fist. Compared to the others, he looks quite broader, with an impressive 1-to-1 height-to-width ratio. Overall, the Praetors, regardless of their religion, are amongst the best figures in this entire Warhammer Horus Heresy lineup. Moving to Terminators, our Tartaros Legion Praetor is a strong contender for the tallest Terminator in the Horus Heresy. If we consider the head, it is very close to Abaddon, while being slightly taller than the Cataphractii Praetor on the right side of the screen. My conclusions for these figures is that they are very good, with some level of excellency for face sculpts and the overall power armor design. You have also a very good variety of weapons loadout, and the only defect I can find is the lack of newer pauldron designs, but I guess these are among the last figures to have the plastic strips. Personally, Raldoron for its uniqueness and the Tartaros Praetor for its massive bulkiness are my favorites, with the Legion Praetor being the optional one, interesting probably only for completionists. They are not perfect figures, but you cannot go wrong with them. Having said that, I wish you a nice rest of the day building your army of Legion Praetors.